the privilege of learning from the immensely knowledgeable Dr. Ankita Jain ma'am today. This event has been thoughtfully organized by the Research Foundation of India in collaboration with Shodh Malwa, Parel University, Gujarat, Eklavya University, GHERF, ARGA, and Edu Academy King. I'm honored to introduce the Research Foundation of India and shed light on its mission and operations before we begin this event. RFI is dedicated to social upliftment, enhancing higher education quality, and promoting Indian research globally. It organizes international and national conferences, seminars, workshops, and symposiums to integrate intellectual ideas and foster innovation. Committed to scholarly inquiry and the practical application of research, RFI collaborates with top Indian universities through MOUs. Its members include distinguished faculty, researchers, and professionals across various disciplines. With more than 100 chapters in India and about 50 chapters in other Asian countries, RFI has hosted over 1,000 international conferences worldwide, contributing significantly to academic excellence and research development. Notably, it operates independently without government financial sponsorship. Now, without any further delay, I am pleased to introduce our esteemed session expert for today. We are honored to welcome Dr. Ankita Jain, an inspiring academic and dynamic leader in human resources and general management. Currently serving as an assistant professor, Ma'am holds a PhD in HR along with multiple postgraduate degrees in HR, sociology, rural development, and computer applications. A proud alumna of IIM Indore's Faculty Development Program, she brings over 7 years of teaching excellence from esteemed institutions like Sri Vaishnav and PIMR Indore. Ma'am has authored 30 plus scholarly publications, presented 45 plus papers, and he even holds a patent addressing unemployment. She is an active voice in academic circles as a speaker, life coach, and editorial board member, contributing to organizations like RFI and CARE International Journal. Beyond academia, she energizes cultural forums, including flash mobs at the Indore airport, and champions student well being and holistic development. A true force of knowledge and inspiration. We are truly honored to have such a passionate and multi talented expert with us today. I now invite ma'am to begin today's session and share her insights with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Asmi. It was wonderful to hear you and having such kind of great introduction of Research Foundation of India in mind. And thank you so much, Team Research Foundation of India, for providing this platform again for this particular workshop, and which is all about innovative teaching and learning pedagogies, which is happening since long, and it is completely successful, and everybody is getting benefited with this kind of workshop a lot. And again we are having new participants for such kind of workshop in our Research Foundation of India platform, where we are working rigorously for providing good knowledge to the people about these different pedagogies, so that they can include this in their teaching learning, and they can be benefited by the understanding such kind of practices. Some of us already must be using this kind of practices in already we must be using it in the classes or everywhere, but yeah, some of us may not be doing so. This particular workshop may help you to understand that how you can use this kind of pedagogies in their teaching learning. So let me start with it. I'm sharing my slides with you all. So, as you already know, that we are in the faculty development program on innovative teaching and learning pedagogy, and today's topic is understanding role play methodology for innovative teaching. Just give me a confirmation from the team that am I audible and clearly my slides are visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so today is the first day where we are going to talk about role play methodology. In the next one, we are going to talk about live projects as innovative teaching practices. In the next one, we are going to talk about group discussions. Also, in the next one, we are going to talk about the case studies and experiential learning pedagogies. So, in this particular workshop, we are going to talk about lots of like number of major pedagogies. Apart from that, also we are going to discuss various innovative teaching practices through a different session. So, let me start with this. So, understanding role play methodology for innovative teaching. So, if you're tired of traditional lectures, let's explore how role play can transform your classroom into a dynamic hub for innovative learning. So, if you tell me, I forget. If you teach me, I may remember. But if you involve me, I learn. So, basically, it's every time we also see it in our household course that if we do something, we learn it in a proper way. But when we just see it, we watch it, we might can learn. We cannot be proficient in that until unless we are not doing it. So whenever we do something, we learn. Role play is a form of experiential learning where you are experiencing the things, doing it by your own, and then taking the experience out of it. So the role play is a method of teaching, is an educational technique where students spontaneously act out the scenarios to explore complex issues and also the perspectives related to the subject matter. Basically, this approach encourages critical thinking and helps engaging the students with the key theories and concepts by embodying different viewpoints and the situations. So basically, there are various things where theories and concepts are there. There are things which are not sometimes not easy to understand, but when we are understanding others point of view, we are keeping or understanding other viewpoints also, and keeping ourselves in those situations. At that time, I can say that the role play gives its best and we learn it in a proper way. So, understanding role play methodology, it involves students who are acting out scenarios to stimulate real life, also enhancing learning through the practical experience. So, role play is something which you're doing it practically. Role play has roots in an ancient civilizations where drama was used for the educational purposes, and it evolved into a structured teaching strategy over time. Even nowadays, to give a message to a society or any of the big crowd, when we want to portray something, we want to show something, or we want to give a message. Even nowadays, the drama, the nukkad nataks are happening, and the people are enjoying it and understanding the message forwarded by the people who are doing it. So it is not happening. Even earlier it was obviously quite at the higher side, but nowadays with the time where we are having lots of e-sources, also internet is there, and we are having so many social media platforms and all, things has changed, but some basic things cannot be changed. So nukkad natak and drama, again, if we are watching it and we are even being the part of it, we can have a big impact and better impact in our minds. So role play promotes active participation. It also fosters the creativity where you keep your mind into it, that how it can be done, how it should be done. It improves communication skills because ultimately you are interacting, you are talking about that thing, you're experiencing that, and you have to interact with each other for the purpose of completing that. enhancing critical thinking and problem solving abilities. Obviously, because when we have to take quick responses, you have to find out the answers of something, you have to solve something, you have to come out with the issues, you have to come out with a decision, you have to think critically for getting a decision. So ultimately, role play also promoting all these things. It is a teaching, this method encourages critical thinking where students explore the complex and controversial subjects from a different perspective. So sometimes we have a particular mindset and we think in that direction only. We do not go in another way, and we cannot think in from other point of view. But when we do such kind of activities, we can understand others' points, different perspectives can be understood, and also we can explore various subjects by different complex ideas and different controversies where we are not able to understand in general. So these kind of activities can help or promote or encourage the critical thinking on that. The process typically involves three phases. One is planning and preparation, another one is interaction, and next one is evaluation. So first we have to plan what exactly we want to talk about. Then we have once we are done with the plan that we exactly have to done, we have to prepare the drafts for the same. We have to prepare the script for the same. What exactly kind of role play should be. Then once it is done, we can start having interaction. Then the interaction phase will go. People will do the actions, and then finally we will see the reflection of it, and we have to evaluate and give the feedback. So in this method, basically students take on specific roles and different characters, and they act out particular scenarios to learn about different perspectives, also different practical skills, and they also explore various concepts in dynamic and engaging way. It is also incorporating role play not only makes learning more enjoyable, but also enhances language production and communication skills. So ultimately, whatever you are doing, somehow you are interacting, coordinating with each other, helping each other, supporting each other. And sometimes you are also correcting others for doing something in a proper way. So basically, where you have to step out and you have to experience by your own, and you have to engage yourself in different situation in simulated environment where the environment is created in a particular way where you have to react. Then also it provides better understandings of the things because you are being the part of it, you are involved in it. Then purpose of role play. So if we talk about the purposes, first of all, to present the interpersonal problems. If there you want to give any decision making or critical thinking situation or any problem solving issues to the students, and you can provide them a role play method where they can talk about it. Also to provide emotional and affective stimulus for solving the problems. To develop a situation for an analysis, to prevent alternative course of action. Basically, role play also provide a right solution for the same instead of getting number of options that you can do this also, that also. So it gives you chance to choose the right one, the best option. To prepare for the situations. Sometimes I'm just giving you a small example, then later on I'll discuss on it. That, for example, if you make your students ready for the industries, there are some exercises you can do in house, in his college or in school, so that they can be prepared for the further companies where they are coming for the interviews or something like that. So industry ready, if you want to make them, you have to give them some exercising and situations where they can uh, act out. So what will happen if they will be ready about those things in present, so it will also help them for the future. To develop an understanding of others point of view, this is I have already discussed it multiple times before, but keeping this thing point again and again is very important, that basically when you keep yourself in others shoes, you can understand what they are facing, what kind of problems they are having, and you can try to understand, and you can empathize with others situation, you can understand other person's situation. Also, you can also imagine, or you can also feel what exactly they are feeling. So when you are doing a role play, you are playing somebody's role. You are basically keeping yourself in their shoes, and you are understanding their perspective towards something. Sometimes it gives you clarity towards the various points and various activities. Then to convey information, to develop a specific skill. Sometimes it is all about when you want people to understand and convey or develop different skills. So it is all about that also. Then enhancing communication as well as social skills, where you learn how to interact with others, fosters empathy by understanding others' perspective, also encourage active learning. Also, you feel engaged when you do such activity, you feel engaged. Then practicing the real life situations in a controlled setting. Basically, the same kind of scenario, the context and the situation is created. The environment, the situation is provided to you, and the same type of environment is created where you can understand the real life situation if something is going to meet. If we talk about the vestibule training is all about, it's a kind of training method where you learn by doing. Like how, like for example, army people, if we talk about, they handle everything in real. Whatever they have to do when they are not on the training, they are doing it in real. So they have to use the weapons, they have to use the you have to defend themselves, they have to attack. Sometimes they have to learn uh, how to save themselves and others in this any particular situation. So all the things which they are learning, they are actually learning in the real environment. So the people are given the real life situations. Actual situation is actual environment is created for such kind of trainings. Benefits of the role play in teaching. There are three major things. One is enhances student engagements, where role play captures students' interest by making learning more interactive and enjoyable. In the second one, it develops critical thinking skills, in which it is engaging in role play exercises, challenging students to think critically, analyzing the solutions, and making the informed decisions. Basically, in this, when you talk about the critical thinking, so whenever they are playing any role, they are exercising. So they are challenging themselves, they're challenging students to think more about that particular role and how well they can play that role, what effort they have to make. Also, it is all about analyzing different situations so that they can make proper informed decisions. And the informed decisions means, obviously, when they are doing it under the guidance of someone, might be you or your colleague. So they are taking the decisions with the consent of their uh, guide or the mentor. Next one is provides practical experiences. So through role play, students apply theoretical knowledge into practical scenarios, gaining valuable hands-on experience in a safe learning environment. So basically, when it talks about the role play, they also apply the theoretical knowledge, the conceptual knowledge into a practical ones, where the scenarios are there, the practical scenarios are there, and they are getting hands-on experience on doing that. Also, because it is under the observation and the people are watching and monitoring it, it's a safe learning environment where they can learn it freely. So it helps in increasing the retention of knowledge. Then real-time feedback and reflection, because whatever you are going to do right or wrong, you will get instant feedback once it is done from your side. Yeah, the mentor, the guide will be providing the feedback to the people, and you can see the reflection. So being a guide or a mentor or a teacher, whenever you are giving any playing, like students are playing role play, always try to give the feedback immediately. Also, there is one thing I would like to focus on. You must have heard and must have read somewhere, or you must be knowing about it. There are two types of feedbacks. One is constructive, another one is destructive. So sometimes we try to scold and we try to slap them to our students and kids, or sometimes we try to humiliate them, we try to embarrass them, and tell them different negative points in front of the class, where they are feeling embarrassed in front of each and everyone. And if you'll do something like this, next time they will not be going to play any kind of activity or anything with you. So in that case, you should always provide a constructive feedback. Basically, you have to tell them negative points but in a positive way, so that they can improve it next time. And also others should also learn from that feedback. So always keep a feedback very positive, which can help others to learn and have more curiosity towards getting the next chance to improve that, and proving in front of others that I can do it in a better way. So you should always provide, one is quick, instant or real time feedback, and the reflection should be seen to everyone, and that can be given in a positive way. Then also, empathy development is very much important. You have to tell them that yes, I can also understand whatever you are doing, like any kind of situation where you can, you have to understand their perspective, their point of view, their thought process, also understanding their emotional and mental situation, and if direct or indirect experience of that. So this is what we talk about, the empathy development, that you have to understand. Then safe, also when somebody is also there is a part of the team, so you have to understand their situation as well. So safe space for risk taking and learning from the failures. So if we talk about the any kind of risk taking, or like I have given the example of army men's training or something like that, so there is always a safe space when they are, it is created in like anywhere in the classroom, they have given a situation, it is a safe space for you where you can take risk, you can you can experiment, you can take a risk, and you can go ahead. Also you can learn from the failure. Basically this is all about the student, how they are going to learn, so they can also learn from the failures when they are not able to cope up with the right type of role or something like that. Encourages the creativity as well as innovation. Basically when they have to be the part of something, when they are doing it something by their own, where they have to use their own mind without using any other resources or something, they can think about it by their own minds, and then they can come out with their own different ideas and the creativity, new things which they can include. Increases learner motivation and participation. As I have already mentioned, when you are giving them feedback, if they are doing something good, you should always provide them positive feedback for the same. Once they are getting any positive feedback and they are having enthusiasm for doing something, so basically this kind of activity is also providing motivation. Also the participatory approach, that next time also they want to participate in any of the such kind of activities. Builds confidence, especially in the language and communication based subjects, because role play is as such, role play can be played in any of the subject. Any kind of subject can be handled by such kind of role plays. But yes, I do believe that the practical subjects are little difficult, to have such kind of activities. They can find out different activities or modified version of role play. But yes, they can also do, but I can say that when it is like base theory subjects, or the not having that practical or number based subjects, something like that, so it can be avoided. But yes, it can be played as well, where the concepts are difficult and they have to understand. So basically it builds confidence, especially when they are given the chance of chance for the doing any particular role by their own, with a full-fledged uh, um, openness, that they can do whatever they want, and you are giving them chance to do it by themselves. So when they are getting the chance, they feel matured and confident enough for doing that. And this kind of activities also provide, once, see, we are having a stage where we are having a stage where you have a stage where I have a stage where anybody can have a stage fear. But once we are on the stage, second time we are on the stage, or third time we are on the stage, that fear will go away. So like this, if you'll do such kind of activities again and again, and students start participating in any of the activities, it will keep boosting their confidence. It also bridges theory as well as practice. So obviously role play is a kind of activity where you can do the theory, you can convert the theory into the practical exercises. So it is a bridge for the theory and practical experiences. Encourages the reflection and the feedback. Already discussed with this, the point is repeated. So role play is a teaching strategy where learner act out the roles and the scenarios to explore particular situation, develop understanding, and practice skills in a stimulated and the safe learning environment. So it is all about the experiential learning, different skills development, and various scenarios, also in a particular safe environment where they can understand others' perspective. Also, they can empathize others' feelings. If we talk about types of role play, it can be different types of role play. There are so many, like structured, non-structured. Apart from that, there is conflict role play, where you can give them a situation where they have to talk about different conflict management or conflict solution, grievance handling, or something like that. Another one can be a cooperative role play, where they are working together, team, they are keeping a team up spirit together and working in a proper way. They are working in a group or a team. Then information gap role play, where the information is not reaching to the top management or from the top to the lower staff, any of the way from one department to the another one, and there is a happening gap, and then there are situations which has to be clear it out. So information gap role play is also there. Then task based role play, where you have given something to do and they are acting it out. It can be related to conflict resolution, it can be related to language learning, it can be some scientific experiment, any historical events can be there, any customer service training can be there. So basically it's a versatile and effective teaching strategy that can be used to enhance learning, developing skills, and promote deeper understanding in various educational training. So it can be anything where you can learn in a proper way, in a particular safe and in basic environment, where you can learn in a proper way easily, but like you are developing it in real. Why to use role play as an instructional strategy? Basically, role play is an instructional method that helps or teaches the students desired behavior for a professional setting. It gives the students for the opportunity assume the role of a person and act out in a given situation. Then behaviors are the best learned and taught by interactive and experiential technique. Obviously, you cannot ask someone to talk, only talk without just by themselves. They have to talk with others to learn communication. Okay, they have to interact with others. So if somebody wants to learn the behaviors or they want to be taught, it has to be done by interactive and experiential techniques. Teachers can observe students during the role play exercises, and if there is anything necessary or required, they can intervene also. Apart from giving the feedback, they can also intervene to produce the desired behavior or desired changes in any particular ethical behavior. Also, these role play exercises should involve the real cases, real problems, latest situation, trending topics, any particular news, anything which is happening currently, so that the students are likely to encounter in workplace setting and they can understand the real situation by getting the uh, information about that particular current activity. So these roles play can be performed by students, individual students. It can be performed by in the pairs, or it can be performed in the groups, which can play out more in the complex scenario. So now let's talk about the implementing role play, how to use role play for the learning. One, you have to select the problem. Number two, construction of the role play, where you have to see first whatever the problem you are thinking for which you want students to act out for a certain decision. Then you have to construct about what the situation, the problem you have to construct. You have to basically write the roles, what exactly kind of roles you want to keep, you want them to play. Then you have to cast the player as per the points you have written, which kind of person you need for which kind of role, which who will be suitable for which role. Basically you have to construct the role play. Then you have to cast the players. Then you have to decide upon who is going to play what role. Then briefing. Then you have to brief that what exactly it is all about. Whatever you have written, you have something in your mind. You must have think about something in your mind before proceeding further. So what exactly you are having in your mind, they do not understand. But you have to tell them that what exactly it is related to, why you want such kind of role plays. So if they will understand the importance, they will be doing it properly. Briefing. Then you have to tell them what is exactly the role play is all about, how it is going to work, why we need we need to do this, and why it is going, which kind of importance or what is the importance of what we are going to get in return after doing such kind of activities. Then role play actions. Finally, you have told them about, like, basically you have tell them the story, what exactly they have to talk about. Now role play actions. So in that case, once they know, they have to start acting out those roles. And finally, discussion and analysis of the action. So once everything is prepared, you have to, once they are done, they have act out, you have to discuss it with them. Basically, you have to provide them feedback. You have to give them some remarks. You have to give them some positive or negative points so that they can understand what they have done or what they have executed is right or wrong. Like, were they like good enough or not? So this is what you have to do. Then evaluate. You have to find, you have to, like, being a mentor, Once they are done, you have given them the situation, you have to analyze the right and wrong points and everything. Finally, you have to evaluate and you have to tell them the score. So steps can be: first, you have to identify the problem or you have to set the objectives. So you have to define what a student should learn or experience. Then you have to select the scenario, choosing a relevant and realistic situations where they can learn. Also, you have to assign them roles. You have to cast the players where you have to ensure the clarity and fairness in the role distribution. Also, then you have to prepare the students. You have to tell them or allow them to act, interact, and adapt. So you are like how exactly they are going to play the role. They have to you have to understand the mentality, and you have to allow them to act, interact, and adapt in a particular or certain way. Debrief. Discuss the experience means in the beginning you are just briefing it out, and now you have to finally debrief. Basically, what we have you have to discuss the experiences, you have to discuss the insights and the learning outcome. So this is how one process can be completed about the role play from one scenario to the another. Now, if we talk about the examples of role play, there can be so many examples of the role play. Number one is interview practice. In the preparation of career interview, students can assume the role of interviewer and the interviewee. They can prepare themselves for the interview. Basically, you have to divide the class. You can you can divide them into two parts. Half class must be the interviewers, and half class would be interviewee. In the case of interviewers, because they are going the person who are going to take decisions, basically researching common questions, interview questions, and practicing the active listening. So for a longer time, you have to work on this kind of situations. Then only you will be able to give them some activities. So half of the class who are there as the interviewer, they will start researching the common interview questions which are supposed to be asked, and they have to prepare themselves for such questions. Then the rest of the class would be work as the interviewee, where they have to understand some basic questions to answer. They have to prepare the um answers, how they are going to answer the questions on a particular skills or experiences, whatever they have written in their CVs. So basically, this helps both the sides to feel more confident in the real interviews. I would like to give one example. I always used to tell students in my class that they must be having some dream company, but if they want to go for such kind of company, they have to start giving the interviews. So sometimes college provides number of opportunity to the students. They can take the offer letter and then they can start working anywhere. Sometimes the companies are asking them to join later on, until the time they are still having option to approach some other basically get the more interview options. But when it is not there, you are not going to get more chances. Then what? And you want to get the a good job in a company, and they will not provide you multiple options. So what you should do, how you can prepare yourself for the same. So apart from the main subject related knowledge, that person should be confident enough to answer the questions whatever they know about. Sometimes people have a lots of knowledge but they do not know how to express it. So I always used to tell my students to go to the classes. But apart from the classes, I always used to tell them to visit the library, because generally students do not like to visit the library. And the reason behind that, if they want to, or sometimes they can use the phone as well, not in the class but after the class activity, it is I used to do. So they have to find out some jobs for which they are planning for. So not exactly those kind of job, but the similar kind of jobs where they can have some basic information about the main interview. So how will they do? Basically, they were suggested to get some names of the companies in which either they have any contact or they want to join, or anyone from the same companies, maybe a male or a female, who are working in that company, and they are getting they are also providing you some information about the uh, like company. So in that case, what will happen when you will go for the interview? They I used to tell them to start searching. So they used to go to the libraries and internet. They used to search jobs for themselves. And for that they have to prepare the CVs. So once they have selected some of the jobs, obviously they have to go for the interview round. Once the interview round is done, they can get the job. But let me tell you, most of the students, first, they do not know how to prepare a CV. So they don't get the chance for the interview. So sometimes there are some walk-in interviews are happening. You can directly go and join. So in that case, they have to prepare their CVs, and then once they are there, they have to be very much prepared to answer the questions. In that case, they should know answer to the questions which are supposed to be done by or asked by the interview. So how will they experience? We can read it on internet that what questions are asked in the interview question or something like that, but that's not enough. By reading only, you cannot be confident on answering. You cannot stuck yourself for answering or getting the proper job. In that case, some of the students went for the walk-in interviews and they have given 5-10 interviews where obviously they do not want to join, but they have seen that what kind of questions are asked by the interviewer in the basically um, in such kind of interviews. So once they have started giving so many interviews, they have started feeling confident about those, because the nervousness has gone, because most of the interviews are having the same kind of questions, and those questions, if you are answering same question multiple times, so it is like you know what to talk next, what can be answered. So it has given a very good feedback by the student that they have start getting like what exactly they have to say, what answers they should be given. Marketing. In this preparation for a class presentation, students can assume the position of a sales representative and they have to sell a product. So in this case, you can create students can create and present a marketing pitch for a particular product where they have to act as a sales representative, and this teaches them to persuasive communication, product knowledge, audience engagement, how to sell, how to talk, how to convince others. Everything can be learned. So basically, they can work as a salesperson. Now we talk about the counseling. So in preparing for clinical practice, or you can say a career counselor, you can talk about any kind of family therapist, you can be the one, any kind of counseling you can play. Students can play the role of family therapist session, where one student is acting out as a therapist and they're practicing the listening and navigating different situation with empathy. Also, while another one going to portray a client's disclosing a criminal act, and this helps exploring the communication and coping the mechanism in a challenging situation. So this kind of activity can also be done where the counseling is providing them some boost up for the doing the activities. In the teaching scenario also, we can also have the role plays. So, in preparation for a job fair, for example, students can play the role of a teacher as well as the student. So, student teacher, any particular school setting, any kind of, we can act out as a school teacher, school setting, that they are having some activity like student teacher interaction, a student administrator discussion, any parents or teacher conferences, administrator or teacher conferences, or any discussion is happening. So basically this equips future educators to handle the diverse situation and practicing the clear communication with the various stakeholders. So any kind of such kind of activities can be done in any of the way. PTM can be handled in such a way that where students are also playing the role of parents as well as the teacher. There can be some other examples can be related to restaurant, where some students are have being the clients, and some are being the maybe the waiter, the chef, or the manager. You can also have the like construction worker, doctor, teacher. So this kind of role plays can be done. Then we talk about the debate. So in this case, it's a kind of a spontaneous exercise where the instructor has students briefly preparing the arguments for and in the case of against as well. So the theme debates can be planned where the instructor throws a curveball and the students have a short time to prepare the arguments for and against on a controversial topic. So basically, this hones their research, critical skills, persuasive skills on the fly. This kind of examples could be environmental issues, historical conflicts, or even daily inconveniences like flight delays or something like that. So if we talk about this pyramid, you can see from lecture to teaching others. So lecture we take, we learn, it retains in our mind for some time. Then reading, then audiovisual, demonstration, discussion, and when we are practicing it by doing, and when we are teaching others. So there is a learning pyramid about the role play. So teaching someone else or experiencing, so retention rate increases from reading to teaching someone else. So as much as you start experiencing, you can see the retention rate on the higher side. So live action role play can be done where players create characters and act out the real stories in the real world setting. And it also involves customers and the props sometimes. You can also give them any kind of imaginative role play where they are playing like a firefighters or a doctor and doing such activities. So any kind of activity can be done like you are having in your subject. Now let's talk about role play strengths. It helps to make abstract problem more concrete. Where the basic problems which are having and you are able to find out the solution for the same. It provides immediate feedback. You get quick answer for the same. How did you perform? It promotes lifelong learning, means the whole like ultimately whatever you are going to do, you will be having in your mind. Whatever activities I have done in my class, I still remember those things. So whenever we actually do it, we learn it. Then also it has like it develops the social and emotional skills. Also it improves the communication. Then facilitates expression of attitudes and feelings. It also gives you a chance to facilitate different expression on different attitudes and your feelings, your behavioral issues or activities. Your EI can also be influenced by this. It provides opportunities to speculate on the uncertainties. It also can enhance learning by providing such an engaging space for exploring different perspectives. Then develops the sympathetic understanding. By keeping yourself in others' shoes, you learn in a better way with different perspectives. It involves direct experiential learning because you are being the part of it. Obviously, you are learning it directly, and it is also giving you direct learning for the same. It involves applying knowledge to the applying knowledge to solving the problem. Obviously, it is giving you chance that how to handle the situation, how to answer to a problem. It demonstrates a practical integration of knowledge, skills, and abilities, because ultimately you are looking at it in front, it at present, in the current time. So it is demonstrating a practical integration of knowledge, and also all about your skills and the abilities. Then it involves manipulating the knowledge in exciting ways. Sometimes you use your mind, your existing knowledge, to play a role in a different way. So this can be done. It also increases your motor skills, where you can involve it can involve physical activities like imitating the actions, using the tools, and coordinating different movements, where it helps to develop the fine and gross motor skills. It encourages basically active participation of the people. It also facilitates learning across many areas of the curriculum content. So basically, when it comes to learning about various other things which are maybe the part of your curriculum or sometimes not, so it gives you a chance to understand it properly and getting it to be to done. It also encourages active participation, means the physical activities are involved, and it is also providing a physical development and the well-being. Now, if we talk about the applications in different subjects, so it, as I have said, mentioned earlier, it can be applied or used in any of the subject. But yes, some subjects are having very less impact of this kind of activities, and some subjects are not actually able to use such kind of activity in the class. But most of the subjects can use this role play activities in their classrooms, and for such kind of activities can take place. Now, let's talk about it. So in the business and management, negotiation scenarios, leadership situations, crisis management, decision making, solving, such kind of activities can be done. If we talk about the healthcare, so doctor patient interaction, any emergency situation handling, any response towards anything can be done. If we talk about the law and politics, courtroom trials can be there. Moot court competitions that are happening in the colleges, so that they can learn actually courtroom trials. There are law colleges who are having moot courts in their colleges, and they're training these students for such kind of activities. Then diplomatic negotiations can take place, legislative debates can take place, where current situation related to law and politics can be discussed and people can learn more about it. Language learning, so if we talk about language learning, real life controversial practices, customer care services, scenarios can be created to understand the language and understanding the handling capacity of the person. Then social sciences, so historical reenactments, cultural exchanges, such kind of activities can be done. Other subjects can also can be handled in different subjects basically. Like if we talk about the science, so you can also stimulate different experiments, and in the different like other subjects like mathematics or other subjects, so accountants, bankers, financial advisors, accounting related subjects can be learned like this. In the arts, you can give them some drama, any dramatic situation, and they have to go for any kind of scene they have to create, or they have to work for the same. So this can be done in that way. Like if we talk about the different challenges, so some students may feel shy or reluctant on this, but you can motivate them, and you can if they are not comfortable right away, so you can lead them, and later on you can you can involve them slowly, so that they can be the part of the activity. Requires careful planning in classroom management for the same, because ultimately you have to understand that this kind of activity cannot be done, can be done instantly. You have to prepare for the same. Then time consuming if not well structured. First of all, it is time consuming without any doubt, whether it is structured or not structured. But yes, it is very time consuming if it is not properly written or well structured. It is not defined earlier before execution. So planning and preparation is very much important before implementation and interaction. Then also there is a risk of going off the topic and not meeting learning objectives. So basically, the role play is real world opportunities for learning through the experiences and performance. So it is just not a creative addition to the teaching. It is a transformative strategy. It is a transformative strategy uh, where that brings learning to the life by stimulating authentic experiences. Basically, you are doing it, and whatever your experiences, that cannot be beaten by anything, any other activity, obviously. So when you are learning it, as when you are doing it, you are learning it thoroughly by your heart and mind. So by stimulating authentic experiences, it empowers the students to engage more deeply and think critically. Also develops a real world skills. So as education evolves, role play remains a timeless and adaptable tool for the innovative educators. So basically, it is like it involves imagining the perspective of another person or a particular situation, and then speaking and behaving in a particular way so that one can imagine and can understand this. So whenever you want to begin a role play, you can start by selecting a situation, any problem, anything which you want to talk about. Then you have to explain it to others. You have to clearly explain the context, what exactly needs to be done and how it can be done, what should be done, how it should be, in which way exactly, what should be the way of doing it. And then you have to assign the roles to the participants. So basically, you have to prepare the players by giving them the background, and you have to giving them a background by understanding the various ideas. Also, you have to talk about the background information. Also, you have to help them to prepare or get into the character, that how exactly they have to go for it. So first finally we have to set the scene and you have to begin the real role play. So we have to select the situation, explain the situation, assign the role, then prepare the role players, and then you have to set the scene. Then only you can start the role play. Any kind of customer service interaction, like handling the complaints, making the request, such kind of activities can be done. You can also give them some restaurant scene where they are asking for the directions, they are ordering the food, how to deliver the food. This kind of things can be done. How to reply to the people who are having inquiry related to anything in the hotel scenario. Any historical things can be done, which can be engaging and beneficial for developing the communication skills. So basically, live action or live role plays are important to get a proper experience about anything. So the dramas, Nukkanataks, and the role plays are playing important role when we are talking about the any kind of role play experiences. So, in conclusion, the role play brings the real world scenarios to the life, fostering critical thinking, empathy, and engagement in your classroom. And it is a powerful tool to motivate the student and solidifying their learning. So, thank you. This is all about role plays from my side. Now I am open for the question answer session. Also, if you are interested, if you want to ask anything and you are having any questions or something to ask, and if you are experiencing such kind of role plays in your classes or anywhere, so we can ask you for the same.
Hello, Ankita ma'am. This side, Dr. Sandeep Kumar. Is it audible?
Yeah, yes, you're audible.
Dr. Ankita, this side, Dr. Sandeep Kumar from Lovely Professional University. My question is regarding, like you have explained about
Sir, can you be little louder, please?
yes, yes. I'm asking safe space for uh, risk taking and learning from failure. Can you explain a little bit more so that we can understand deeply? Like what I have
Yeah.
understood, from your lecture,
Mm.
that is a place for a student who can explain what he is or she is thinking about that point, and if it will be wrong, then he or she will be not mentally upset. Like such kind of things are in my mind, what I understood
Mhm.
about the safe space.
Yes, sir. It's like we are providing a safe space within the classroom to them, where, for example, they have to take any decision and they are going to work in the companies in the future. So, any kind of decision they have to make. So, what you can do is you can provide them any kind of basically a kind of situation, any kind of environment you can create where learners are physically, emotionally, and socially comfortable, basically. So they know it that if they want to do something they can do freely, because if it is going to be wrong, they are not going to be punished. At least they are not going to be providing any kind of punishment for the same. So ultimately they can do it freely. So when they will do it again and again, they will understand that yes, basically it will boost the confidence that yes they can do, and they are not going to basically get punished. So open
Okay.
environment they are getting.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dr. Ankita. And the second question, which you have asked, what kind of experience we have in our classroom, I would like to explain that thing. When this is my, like, I can say this is my teaching style. Whenever I start teaching to the students in my class, I always ask the students, what do you know about, even it is little bit, you should tell to me, so that if it is wrong or if it is right, I will tell that thing in front of all the classroom, so that they will be confident if they are right at a point. If they are wrong at any point, then they can correct that thing at that time. I always do this thing in my class in the starting 5 to 10 minutes. This will be always a kind of discussion with my students.
Yes, yes. It's very good, sir. You should always do it. You should always make your students comfortable before they proceed for anything or they do any activity or anything. So you should always make them comfortable. It should not be like a burden to them because they have to do it. They there should be something that where they willingly would like to do it.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yes, I will improve from the things which I'm learning on this platform. I will do
Ye-
definitely use these things in my classroom. Thank you so much, Ankita ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is Neeti Ved. Ma'am, actually, I have a very simple question in a sense that we have a community outreach program in our college wherein we train our
Community.
students to community outreach program
Okay. Okay.
where our students go into the community and train women in digital literacy.
Okay.
Earlier it was literacy, now we have moved to digital literacy. So
Okay.
we do role
Okay.
play as one of the activities, so that because they have questions, like sometimes very difficult to motivate women to learn these skills, right? So we do a lot of
Right.
role play regarding that what are the problems, kya problems aati hai. So my question is that when we engage them in role play, sometimes it is very difficult for them to imbibe those roles. Are you getting it? Because that doesn't come naturally to them. So, what are the ways that we can help them imbibe the role? Like, for example, if I am a student, I'm a woman from the community. So, how do they imbibe that role?
Means you are asking me that how student can be trained when somebody is asking about any of the question or something, so how they will be trained about it, right?
Yes, how does they can be conduct role playing, like they could be a part of it, right? In conduct, yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, for sure, if you are having such kind of activities in your college, so you must be doing since long. Earlier, you must be doing it for literacy, as you have mentioned, and now you are doing it for digital literacy.
Yes, yes.
Maybe you must be doing it for anything else in the future. So, I'm just assuming that you are doing something for the society as a community service, you can say. So, see, one thing which what I assume is that obviously every time the students are changing with the like they are passing out or
Yes,
what's
yes,
happening, but
yes.
most of the time what I assume that student teachers are there who are being the part of it. At least one of the person who was in their committee, that committee, who are handling such kind of activities, that person is still there. Okay, so
Exactly. So
basically,
I do it every year almost with different batches. So that's why there's a problem that I face while conducting
yeah,
role playing. I so
yeah, so
that's why I
because
asked.
yeah, so one thing I have learned in in a particular workshop, I think some months back, that sometimes people come and go, but the company cannot stop. I'm just giving one example so that you can also understand. Maybe right now you are working in a college or university, but after some time, after some years, or may not be, I'm not sure, but maybe you might think of transferring yourself from one college to another, or taking promotion anywhere, something like that. So things, so basically things are there, but people are changing again and again, even with the time something, but things are even changing. So what can be done? So what I have learned in that particular workshop, that processes has to be defined. Means you have to prepare some drafts, you have to prepare some learning sessions, you have to prepare some I what I we can call it just a minute, give me a minute, any learning scripts, you
Guidelines,
can say.
guidelines, maybe.
Not guidelines, learning scripts. Means if even I am going, you are going, any of us, whoever is going, if there is first meeting, what we have to tell them, teach them, or make the part the community people has to know. Second time when we are going, what we have to talk about. In the third time, what we have to talk about. So whosoever is going, that person should know that this is the modules. The first module has to be talked about is this. Getting my point?
Okay, okay, ma'am. Yes, yeah.
Be very much properly written, and how it should be implemented in a certain way, that even the way should be clear, that if you are going to teach them, for example, how to use mobile apps or payment apps, so what should be the way? Everyone know, some people like to keep the passwords, some people do not like, but they should keep the passwords. If you are telling them that they should use mobile apps, so they should also tell them about the keeping the passwords for the same. Telling understanding means
Yes,
what
ma'am.
to
Yes.
teach, how to teach, what should the right way of teaching, and what should be keep in the mind while teaching or telling them. So these patterns, the module should be predefined. So whether you are going with them or you are not going with them, any other teacher or mentor is going along with them. So every time, everything should be clear in the mind, that first time is this, second time is this, third time is this. Then if you want to take the follow-ups, if you want to anything which you want to do something like this, you have, you like, you are being the part of it since long, so you already must be knowing the challenges faced by the people, why people are not participating, if they are participating, what's happening. So everything should be, so learning outcomes, the challenges slides are also should be shared with the students. Ki, when you will be going, this will also happen, this can also, this is also possible. So such kind of things can be done,
All
so
right,
they will
ma'am.
be
Thank you. So
also
a
in advance.
detailed guide, matlab, should be documentation should be given to them.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
definitely.
You can
All
also
right.
prepare PPTs. One PPT for one go, second PPT for second go. Like
Is
this,
it
you can
yeah,
also.
right? All
Yes.
right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for answering. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
Yes.
good evening, ma'am. Nikita, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your session was very nice. Ma'am, I'm from Bharati Vidyapit College of Engineering, Pune.
Okay.
I'm very senior member here, but we have introduced all of these, whatever innovative methods are there. We are
Mm-hmm.
introducing in our curriculum. And most important, what I felt about the role play is playing the role, which you have explained very well. Two questions, ma'am. Actually, we would have, I mean, I would have really liked to see any demo, if at all, if it's possible, to show from your side. And second thing, regarding the evaluation. Now, these are all the methods that we'll be implementing in our evaluation methods. Like, for example, role play, then flipped classroom, so on and so forth. These are all the innovative methods.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum of 60 students is the strength of one class. I'm dealing with
How?
120 students. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for the engineering students,
Mm-hmm.
yes, from whatever you have explained, we can have different topics and they can be given to the groups. But what is
Mm-hmm.
most important from for me is how the student should be evaluated, because ultimately it is going to give them marks. So as you have explained that we'll have to prepare the script, right, and
Yes.
define the roles in a
Mm-hmm.
team. That is what I understand. Is it so that I'll be defining some problem statement, preparing the
See,
script, and I will have to actually address all these issues in team, because the strength of the students is very high. And if I
yes,
want
yes,
to
ma'am.
learn this methodology, madam, I'll have to give too much time to all these students. So,
Yes, ma'am.
of course, this is one of the innovative methods, and how to evaluate so many students if I want to implement.
Okay.
Minimum of how much of the group, and what can be your solution for this?
Yeah, ma'am. I would like to answer one by one. There are some things which came up in my mind when you talked about it. One
Yeah.
thing, because you talked about the strength of the students, so everywhere we all are facing the same situation, that we are having more number of students in the class. But see, in India, it is like that only, so we have to face it like this. Number two,
Yes.
out of those students, obviously each and everyone would not like to be involved. So if it is not the part of main evaluation, like your main examination, so it is not keep it compulsory for each and everyone. But yes, we want everyone to be participate in this. So I can say that maybe like you can first you can ask voluntarily to take the participation. So sometimes what happens, I also applied this in my classes. So what happens, the only the students who are active in each and everything, they also participate in this kind of activity. But I always assume that obviously everybody cannot get time for doing such thing, because they have a big syllabus. Sometimes they have a subject where they cannot have more and more role play scripts for different topics. So there
Yes.
can be 2 3 topics on which you can prepare a role play. But ma'am, once it is prepared, you can every time in every semester and every year you can repeat it again. Okay, one thing, so you can save your time. So
Yeah.
number two, where you are talking about catering each and everyone, that is not possible. Even I can say
Mhm.
that when you are having a
Yeah.
lots of students, so you can also have a chit method where you can ask everyone to keep their names, and you can
Huh.
keep out the chit from the box, and whoever is coming, so you can tell them that tomorrow you have to play this role, or today you have to play this role. I am going to tell you. So everybody
Yeah.
would like to would they will be waiting for their turn. Also, you can
Mhm.
also have a random number system. For example, you can call 1 7 27 28, then 32 78, whatever you are having. So on the basis of random numbers also, you can do like this. So
Okay. Okay.
any way
That's
out, whichever you find suitable for your class as per your convenience, do it. Because if you will be comfortable, you will feel convenient, you will be able to handle such activities.
correct.
Now,
Correct. Only
the
thing, if I want
next
to have a
question you have.
random. Yeah. Yes. 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 Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. So the next question you asked me about the evaluation. So it's very simple, ma'am. Whenever you are planning one script, or you are asking them to play any role, so you know it. Why you are asking them to play that role? Something
Huh.
you want, you are seeking for. You must be thinking that you want to evaluate the student on this. Like for example, if any English teacher wants to keeping any activity, so they really want to check their English communication. Means their maybe their gestures, postures, and their body language,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
their eye contact or something. So then she knows that I am giving this exercise to the students. I want to observe the communication in this term. For an
Oh,
example, again, if a dancers they are dancing and somebody is a choreographer and judging their dance, so they know
what they are judging. They are judging their theme, their song selection, their attire, their coordination, anything. So you have the answer of it. Whatever you are planning to basically
Hmm.
talking about, you know the answer, that what you are going to judge about.
Yes, you
It
got
is
it.
very
So,
simple. What you already know what to evaluate.
Can I
thank you.
say
Thank
something?
you.
Can I
Thank you.
add on to it?
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah.
My name is Dr. Priyanka. So I just wanted to add on. You can have a ma'am asked me a query. I can suggest we can also have a group activity. And since if we have a group activity, we can put like 5 to 8 students in a one group. And for the evaluation, for example, you can use the rubric assessment criteria. For example, in the rubric assessment criteria, based upon the like it scale, you can give the scoring as per the predetermined criteria. For example, the criteria could be the clarification and understanding the comprehension of the concept, what kind of language that they're there during the representation, so on. The criteria can be predetermined, and then based upon the criteria, they can be scored. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, did you get the answer?
Yes, I got it. Because we have
Okay.
this rubrics actually, we implement it in our curriculum. It is mandatory to introduce. So I think this can be evaluated based on the rubrics only, as ma'am has pointed rightly.
And yes, I assume that whenever we are introducing anything, whether in our regular life or in our professional life or in our personal life, so it is first time, it is really difficult for us also. And we also get the feedbacks from us only, that, yeah, this
Yes,
could be done. This could be done. So
yes,
next time we can, do it or
yes,
inculcate that thing also, that we can include those things.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
good evening, Ankita ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, so myself Shraddha, Professor Shraddha from MIT ACSC Pune. So I have a small query regarding the role play. You explained it very nicely. So, how can we make it clear to the students? But
Yes.
my query is that sometimes even I have implemented when I was working in Christ University. So I have
Okay.
implemented role play, but the challenges which I face is that sometimes students are, not clear about their roles, like exactly what they are supposed to perform, even after explaining for multiple times. And the second is the assessment, and the third is that sometimes they end up in the sort of debate or kind of argument. So how to
Hmm.
avoid these things, that is the concern basically. So can you please guide me on this?
Yes, ma'am. So the first thing which you have talked about, that they are not clear about the points or how, what to
Yeah, yeah,
exactly, what to play, what is the role.
yeah, yeah,
So, ma'am, see
yeah.
here again, we have to
Hmm,
rewrite. We have to rewrite the script. Means you have to rewrite the script. Somewhere here we
okay.
are wrong or we are lacking behind, that we are not able to explain. And sometimes it is not like this.
Hmm,
Sometimes students do not want to support. They are like,
hmm,
we don't want to. They are not willing to do. Is that is why they are doing it. So
hmm, hmm,
both the parts
hmm.
can be there. So you have to analyze where you are lacking behind. Like the students were not interested at that time, or you were not
Okay.
clear about the rules. So you have to rewrite the script there. Sometimes we watch the movies and sometimes we see that why this movie was there. Means
Hmm, hmm,
it
hmm,
left with a blank, or sometimes we have a question mark. Why this? And
hmm,
sometimes some
hmm.
movies are like they have an impact on our mind. They give us a
Right,
very clear message towards something. So it
right.
can be
Hmm,
anything. Even sometimes you see that some movies which are like Bollywood, the movie maker filmmakers are making, they are making the copy of various Hollywood movies or Tollywood or South movies, I can say. And
hmm, hmm, hmm.
still those movies were having a very good impression or having a very good impact, and when they have made it in the Bollywood, so it was like a funny movie it has become. So
Hmm,
anything is
hmm,
possible. So first answer was this. Whenever you are
hmm,
assessing them, you have to, again, you have to find out right thing, what exactly needs to be assessed. So if they are
hmm.
not supporting you or something, so again you have to find out a different way of doing it.
Okay.
And ma'am, one more thing you have mentioned, what was that, what question you were having?
Regarding the assessment, and the third thing was key, sometimes they like after playing a role play or sometimes in between of it, they end up in the argument kind of a thing or a debate kind of a thing, something like this. Yeah.
Yes. So as I have suggested already, Arundhati ma'am, I think that
Hmm.
you don't
Hmm.
force them to do it. You just tell them
Hmm.
that first you have to set a scenario that you are going to
Hmm.
have such kind of activity, and this activity is important. This is why this is important. Don't make it as an typical exercise. Make it like as a fun game or a kind of fun
Yeah.
activity for them. Okay. In that case,
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
one day you just tell them what exactly it is, so they will feel like an activity and they will feel like they will be excited to do it. Okay. And in every class
Okay.
there are some every type of students are there who will have the argument as well. They will try to destroy your activity. They will try to do or involved in between, and they will try to not to support you. So everything will happen, ma'am, but we
Hmm.
have to face
Hmm.
these challenges. What you can do
Hmm.
is, don't force who don't want to do. Whoever is
Hmm.
interested, ask them to
Hmm.
come voluntarily and start doing with them. Then
Okay.
this activity
Hmm.
will look uh, interesting to others. Others will start doing it,
Okay.
and they,
So
I think they will not
indirectly
do
we have
such
to
kind of.
keep the interest
Hmm.
amongst them by, telling them
Yes,
about what is role play and how it could be a fun way of learning like this.
yes. Don't tell them that you are going to teach one topic to them. Just tell them that you are going to do a role play. Then after role play, tell them the topic.
Hmm. 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 Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So,
What they have
yeah.
learned after
Hmm.
the activity, just tell them later on, or ask them that what they have learned from the activity.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yes.
But for the this purpose, I mean, just like from the other point of view, or from the other side of coin, we have to mention about the teaching pedagogies and its learning outcome and its retention basically. So if we are asking about them through a feedback or something like this for the documentation purpose, then what happens is like that they write about the activity like was good only, like sometimes. So
Hmm.
sometimes it happens like we are not able to address the pain points and what exactly on the which points we have missed on. So that is also I feel somewhere a challenge. Yeah.
See, ma'am, it happens. Sometimes you try to teach sincerely to the student because of
Mm-hmm.
they don't like you. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you are having very cool with them. You are just teaching them
Mm-hmm.
just like fun and asking them do your homework. Don't, I'm not teaching in the class, so they started liking you. So it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes whenever you are true to your subjects, you are teaching them sincerely, you should keep doing it. It will somehow
Mm-hmm.
benefit you in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Navya.
Yeah, Ankita, ma'am, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Yeah, Ankita, ma'am, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello?
Priti, you are audible.
Okay, I have a question for Ankita, ma'am. Am I audible?